What's up? How we doing, Tracy J?
Child, we are making it. We making it. Okay.
I feel that.
We
You
making
see,
it.
I got a cough drop in my mouth right now. So I
Bruh.
apologize if I
Struggling.
sound weird, listeners. But I have a cold. I went on vacation. I didn't want to come back home.
You had a good
But
time?
I had such a good time. Such a good time. I visited my family in Pennsylvania. Then I went up to New
Pennyville.
York. In Pennyville, that's what we call it. Pennyville, Penny. And then
We
I
be
went to
giving
New
everything
York.
nicknames.
We do.
I wonder if anybody else call it that. I don't know, but
Penny,
trademark
like,
right here. Pennyville.
Because who got time to be saying Pennsylvania?
It sounds good. It sounds more welcoming. Come on over to Pennyville. You know what I'm saying? When I heard Pennsylvania, I think of pilgrims.
Bye.
Did you see any pilgrims?
No, there's no. I did see Amish people.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Amish.
I'm stupid. I said pilgrims. I meant that's what I meant.
Wait.
I'm sorry, y'all. I meant Amish people. That's what I meant, not pilgrims. Pilgrims don't exist anymore, fam. What years?
Wait,
pilgrims don't exist, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. Nah, it's Amish.
Because pilgrims just mean like you leaving another place to go to another place. So you could take a pilgrimage somewhere else to start anew.
Well, I know you could take a pilgrimage, but pilgrims, I'm talking about with the little hat, they look like Amish people. That's who I was trying to reference was the Amish people.
The English folks that came over here to the Americas and did everything they did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, I don't think they exist no more. The ones that passed the turkey and stuff, you know. Yeah. No, I think they
pass the peas like we used to do. I had to do that one.
It's a given. But yeah, then I took the bus up there to New York, so I got to go to New York for the very first time.
How was that?
You know, I'm gonna make a TikTok detailing my experience.
You keep saying that you ain't did it yet. You sound like Tree.
I know, life be life in trees, But just to give the listeners a quick little something.
Your feet
New
still
York, trees. When I tell you my feet hurt.
That's why they be thin.
For 2 days.
A lot of people do be thin in New York.
And I had on boots because I was trying to look cute.
Boots?
Yes, trees.
Oh, I know your feet hurt. What was the temperature to have boots on? It's summer.
But it went with the outfit, is what I'm saying. Not like thick boots, like combat-like boots. Regular dress-up boots.
Like ankle boots?
Yeah, a little bit over there.
Well, I guess most men boots are ankle boots, but...
Yeah. I ain't walking around no thigh highs.
Like Chelsea boot. Like, that's what I was thinking, too. You talking about Chelsea boots.
Like those, but like combat boot style.
Similar. Okay. I'm with you.
And so, because I didn't know that I was gonna have to like be walking all over the place, I thought my brother and my friend Nikki were gonna like meet me in Midtown. They did not. And then I had to take the subway. That's a whole nother experience.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, it was a lot, y'all. I not a fan, and it was cool, but not a fan. Couldn't live there. I don't know how y'all do it on a daily basis. That's all I got to say. Patrice, tell us about the BET Awards before we get into it, because we are here to talk about Straw on Netflix, y'all. We talked for 5 minutes. I forgot to tell y'all what we was even here for. We're here to talk about Straw on Netflix. I'm going to leave it there because we'll come back to it. Patrice, tell us about the BET Awards of 2025. How incredible were they?
Let me first tell y'all.
Or was it?
Let me break it down to y'all real quick, all right? This is 36-year-old review, okay? 36. I was born in 89. When I tell you that this BET Awards was for me, okay, I say, you know what? I've been heard. I feel like they don't even really advertise much. But I'm gonna be real. I don't watch commercials. I'm too bougie. Everybody picks their vices in life, and one thing for me is I do not do commercials. Okay, so I am late to a lot of things that's happening. So I was like, oh, BET Awards coming. I was like, cool. I've always popped in on the BET Awards just because it's just in my nature. I've watched it like my whole life. But the last time I actually sat and watched an entire BET Awards, I literally had to look back. And it was in 2000, I want to say 13, I think it was, when Monique hosted. I think that was the last time I actually sat and watched. So, anyways, I put it on. The opening scene was Ashanti. I said, Ashanti? Oh. Because, you know, typically when they open up the show, you do somebody who's most popular or whatever. I expected, like, you know, Cardi B, like Kendrick. Well, Kendrick's on tour. But, I don't know, somebody like Big.
But one of these new folks.
Not that Ashanti's not big. Well, not that big anymore. But anyways, so I was like, oh, look at that. This is nice. You know, she sung the jams. Child, next thing I know, Maya came out. I haven't seen Maya outside. Maya, baby.
She looked good. Sounded good.
No, she looked good with a T. Okay? I pray to look like that when I am her age. That girl looked good, performed well, could sing. Hey, Marie came out. She looked beautiful, and I'm going to leave a comment at that. She looked good.
She looked good.
She looked good. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful dresses, gowns.
Beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. B2K came out. And they basically, T.I. came out. It was basically just a throwback. They had 106 in Park out there. AJ wasn't there for some reason, but Free was there. Roxy was there. Terrence was there. Tigger. Oh my gosh, they did a shout out to The Basement. Luda. Oh my, when I tell you this was my childhood, Bow Wow came out. And if y'all know, Bow Wow used to be Mr. 106. Okay. So he was, they had the boy. When I tell you, I wish you know what? I'm gonna see if I can download, because y'all know I got cameras everywhere in my house, so don't be pulling up on me. Okay. Anyways, I got cameras on, baby. I was in there Harlem shaking. I was like, boy,
I don't even think I can do it no more. Dang.
Boy, I was feeling it was so good. The tribute to Jamie, that is one of the best tributes that I've ever did. J Hood, baby, she sung it down. T-Pain came out. Tank was on the. I could go on. It was an amazing show. Jamie had me crying. It took a lot for me to cry out because, you know, I eat my emotions. Okay, baby, Jamie had me teared up. Well deserved. But overall, the show, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Yes. Okay, it was great. Kevin Hart did great. I know some people be hating him.
Wait.
Sometimes. I don't know. He was funny.
He took Usher's coat, y'all. That red fur coat. That was Usher's actual coat. Usher was watching it on TV. He was like, "How he get my coat?" That was his actual coat.
That's funny, man.
He scratched Usher's name out of it on the inside and wrote his name in it.
He's so stupid. He could have just put the coat out. He dumb. But overall, it was great. Kurt Franklin got an Icon Award as well. So Jamie,
Mariah Carey,
Kirk, Mariah Carey, and then some other he who shall not be named. I don't know who that is.
Listen,
I don't know who that is. But anyways,
we know why.
Great show. Yeah, it was a great show.
Mariah debuted her new song.
Mariah, baby, hold on. Mariah's song, her new song, and it's in a little bit lower register than she's normally.
And it sounded good.
I was like, babe.
Yeah.
I was talking to Steve. I said, Mariah, we know you can hit those notes, but you've been in the game for a long time, and sometimes as your body matures, not all those notes can be there every single time like it used to be when you was 22. No shade, no tea. But baby, that lower, that range, Mariah.
Chef's kiss.
No notes. Well, the way I went to Spotify and I said add to library. She ate that. She ate that. And now they need to, you know what they need to do? You know how they did the Millennium Tour? They need to drop a hey, over 36. Come get this album. Because the way, I can't even remember the last time I watched the BET Awards and I knew the words to most of the songs. I knew 90% of the words to the songs. It was a couple times where I had to take a bathroom break. Like, I said, oh, I don't know who that is. Let me go to the bathroom. Let me go get a little snack. But overall, the show was great. 10 out of 10, no notes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Tamar ate up Melodies from Heaven. I forgot to gotta throw that in there.
Yes. Baby, they did a different little rendition of Revolution. I said, oh, said, "Ooh, baby, I was feeling it."
They was feeding it. They fed the people.
Yeah.
So much so the folks was on Twitter like, okay, turn the lights off, BT. It's 11:45. It's midnight.
The show came on at 7:00 my time, right? Central.
Yes.
Did not stop. We were supposed to do this recording yesterday, y'all, but we didn't because of me. The BET Awards didn't go off until 11:45.
Insane.
11:45. I said, and I told Eric, I said, oh yeah, typically, because I've been watching BET Award for years. I said it's supposed to be around like 10, but I said if it go over, it might be like 10:15 to 10:30 or whatever, right? Definitely not past 10:30. Baby, that 10:30 came up, and I think Mariah was just getting an award, and I went on Twitter and they said, dang, they got 2 more awards to give out. I said they must be doing that on the internet.
Right.
Are y'all doing that here tonight? Right.
Right now?
Babies had to sit for another hour and 15, but the show was entertainment, so I sat. I don't know. I mean, it was a nod to Stephen Hill. That's who used to own BET back when BET was Black Entertainments. Mm-hmm. Okay, and they ate up. I know they had them P&G sponsors, and I know they got the bag. So you can tell that the budget was budgeting this year. So
especially from what that mess they did last year, that they pulled last year, that mess they pulled.
I'm gonna be so real. Like I remember watching a little bit of the BET Award last year, but I knew it was so terrible. I barely remember anything from it. That's how terrible it was. I can't even remember who performed. Like that's granted, my memory's terrible, but still.
I just remember because I didn't watch it, but I remember everybody's just like, "What is going on? This is ridiculous. This is disgrace." Like it was just bad. But this year, they was like somebody was back in the scenes was like, "We gonna get it together."
Yep.
But enough about the BET. Oh,
hold on. Last note on this segment of Tea with TV with Tracy J. It was really funny. T.I. came out right. And some bring it back. Do you know they put that camera on Brother Tyler Perry? Baby. Madea came out. Tyler Perry was up there like, I said, what is he doing? He got the little shimmy. He had his little glittery little coat. I said, oh, he was shaking him. I said, oh. Now, speaking of Tyler Perry, let's talk about his latest movie.
I love that segue. Thank you for that segue.
Oh, Lord.
Brilliant segue, actually. I wish we could have had the picture so y'all could have seen them. But y'all
follow us on Twitter because I'm going to post the clip I'm talking about. Bam.
Absolutely.
Check our page. Oh, let me where is it?
Trees, I had to get myself together for this review because Straw on Netflix. You know, Black, we want to call it The Straw because that's what I was calling it. The Straw. It's just called Straw.
This review gonna be interesting
because I remember very briefly seeing a preview before it came out and never thought anything of it.
No, I did. I did.
But I didn't really see it. I just saw Taraji was gonna be in a new movie, and Teyana Taylor and Sherri Shepheard was gonna be in it. And Trees, this movie, I'm just gonna preface this because we're gonna do a little bit of recap, like telling y'all a little bit what's going on. Whew, I haven't cried at a movie, and I don't know when. And this had me streaming tears, Trees. I don't know about you, but I had full on tears.
I had none.
Trees a thug. She didn't cry. I'm not afraid to admit it. He was crying. It was, oh my God, my heart was in my stomach for so much of this movie. But so the premise of this movie, there's a lady named Janiyah, played by Taraji P. Henson. And she's a single mother. She has a daughter who's about 7 or 8, maybe.
Tyler Perry's favorite trope.
It is.
But y'all already know where my review is going. Go ahead.
And Tyler, I was like, okay, here we go. Another single mother. She living in this rundown apartment. Her baby is sick. She can't afford the medicine to help the baby. And I'm like, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And she got 2 jobs, right? And she's trying to support this. She's trying to make sure the baby's okay. And the baby got bruised because she slipped. And so she don't want, her to get in trouble at school. So she's trying to, still clean it off a little bit. And she take the baby to school, right? And the baby tell her before she go to school that the teacher was making fun of her because she didn't have the lunch like everybody else had.
Baby, I ain't gonna even lie. Would have clocked out.
It's ready. What?
And best believe, if I couldn't have, if I couldn't have been there, would have called her daddy. But daddy could have been there, I would have called the Fat Five and I said, I need y'all to pull up.
Yes.
You know what? They would have pulled up. And you know what? Matter of fact, I would have robbed the bank too. Matter of fact, I'm buying everybody lunch in here. You don't think my baby ain't got no $40? You know what? I'm buying everybody lunch.
Because
I would have been a part of the problem. I would have been a problem.
No, because that pissed me off. Like that, I wasn't even crying. At this point, I was pissed. I'm like, you making fun of the baby?
That was amazing.
You gonna put it out? You gonna put it on Front Street?
In front of the whole class too? No.
We don't do that. And so she goes to drop. She on her midst of her going to take the baby to school.
Kids should be eating free at school, anyways. By the way,
exactly. Hello.
That's why we pay taxes. But that's another story for another different pie for another day.
Talk about it. And so she on her way to take the baby to I forgot the poor baby name. She's on her way to take her to school. Oh, forgot to mention. So the night before, also she has a science project. And so she built this little robot-like thing that, spoiler alert, kind of looked like a bomb, but anyway, it's not a bomb.
A little baby Ironheart.
Okay.
And stay tuned because we will be covering that show as well.
Women in STEM. Okay. Little girls and black girls in STEM. And so we're really going to have fun with this because this is not a fun movie at all. And so she was working on that the night before. So she dropped the baby off. Before she dropped her off, there's a homeless man that stay outside their apartments. And he asking her for some change.
Was that Sinbad?
Sinbad, yeah.
Okay, because I said, dang, that look like old ass Sinbad. I said, but nah, I don't know if that's him. And I said, dang, he really look like Sinbad. Is that? No.
That is Sinbad.
Which Shazam was real. Okay, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that in a different podcast.
We're not doing this.
Shazam was a real movie. I got it on VHS at my house, and if I can find it, I will play it live one of these days. Shazam was a real movie.
Please find it. So
have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it. But I know what you're talking about though, because everybody swears. They swear up and down that it was a commercial that was fake, that was really Shaquille O'Neal, and it was called something else.
No. Unless he did a different movie, Shazam was real. Sinbad was the genie. The genie outfit was purple. I remember that. I promise you. God. I promise you. Man, I need to call my daddy, see if you know where it's at. We got so many VHS tapes at our house, Lord. Lord, VHS, showing my age. I know I'm 36. But man, one of these days I'm gonna find it and I will stream it live for everybody to see.
I am weak.
But anyways, go ahead.
So in the midst of this as well, sorry my light is going out. I hope it don't go out again. I'm gonna pause it and go get me a different light. But so then the lady who owns the apartment, I guess she's the landlord or manager of the apartment.
Raggedy landlord.
Where your money at? If you don't bring me your money by the day, I'm gonna have all your stuff out here. I don't care. I gotta go. She's like, I gotta stop by, take my baby to, bring her lunch. I got a break at 10 o'clock. I'll bring the money, my check. I get paid today. How many of us has been there? We've been there. I get paid today. Just let me get my check and I will have your money to you. That's all she was trying to tell the lady. And she was like, can you tell them to be quiet? Because my baby trying to sleep. No, I ain't telling them nothing. They pay their rent. I ain't going to tell them to stop nothing. You need to worry about your money. Oh, my God. So, yeah, it's like you over here, this woman is a single mother and she's struggling. And you're going to be hard on her about that? It's ridiculous. But how many? We've been there, though. Like I said, we've been there. We just need I just need to get that money.
Some way or another. I always had a deadline that cost some money. You had to get to it.
Exactly. And so I'm like, oh Lord. I just knew. I said she ain't gonna have that money by 10. I just felt it in my spirit. I said she ain't gonna have it by 10. And so she dropped the baby off at school. The principal was looking at her sideways. I'm like, I don't like the principal, because what you looking at her like she crazy for? And she take the baby, go into school. She go to work. She work at the grocery store. It's busy. I guess it's the first of the month, so people got their EBT, baby. They packing it up, stacking it up.
They snapping it up.
Somebody didn't call in. Somebody didn't called in to work, so they short staffed. Mm-hmm. And so her boss, I forgot the actor name. I love him. He's a good actor. He pissed me off.
He sure is good actor, because if I ever see him, I'm kicking him in the face with a Chelsea boot.
Now, why you gotta kick him in the face?
Because he was an ass.
He was. He did. He was doing the most.
He played that role very well. Because he is now on the list with Charles. And y'all know Charles from what movie? Which one movie?
Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. You in there. And with other dude that oh Lord, I hate that I can't remember names.
Blair Underwood.
No, not Blair Underwood. That he ended up being paralyzed, and she put him in that tub. Oh, that was Charles.
Yeah, that's Charles.
Okay, well, I'm also talking about the one that made what's the name? Walk Up That Mountain.
Oh,
Walk Up That Hill. I'm talking about him too.
For what I get
y'all
married.
know who I'm talking about. You know what? Matter of fact, all the men in the Tyler Perry movies, all of y'all, because all of y'all ain't
the husbands. That's always the original
most
husband.
Of them. The OG husbands ain't okay. Y'all, you basically on that list is what I'm saying.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly who you're talking about. What's the name? I can't think. Mike.
Mike.
Yeah. Made Sheila go up that mountain. And so, yeah, he did so well as her boss. He's like, hurry up! She couldn't even get in. Hurry up! Get over there. Can I put my stuff there?
Do you see me not getting in physically? Rushing me.
She's like, can I clock in? Like, hurry up and clock in.
Man, I would have took my little old time. I would have said,
she did. And the funny thing about it is,
why you not running? You don't, baby, you don't pay me to run. Do it say Shakari on my back? It don't.
Nope.
I don't see North Florida, no Joe anywhere on my back. Ain't going nowhere.
No Allison Felix. Like,
listen, taking my time is what we doing.
But wait, why the customers? And she just gonna take her little time. She's gonna walk slow and is.
Matter of fact, you can get to the back of the line.
Cause wait, why the first people she go to ring up? What was they trying to buy? They was trying to buy all this food and shit. Like, you can't get there with WIC.
Oh, they had them WIC cards, and I guess you can only buy certain specific like brands,
like baby items. Yeah,
and they was trying to buy all types of other stuff, and that's when the old dude threw a bottle at her. Baby, workers' comp. Ouch. The camera's on. Y'all saw that? Workers' comp. Remember my chick.
This is all happening in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and I'm just like, what is going?
So much happened in the first part of this movie. I said, Jesus. Talk about bad luck.
Right. I was like, oh my God, how is she gonna ever deal with this? And so she had to go get patched up. So she in the back, her friend was like, girl, here, I got you some money. Her best friend at the job, like, here.
She should have took that money.
Should have.
You should have took that money.
Don't turn down y'all blessing, y'all. Mm-hmm. Don't turn down a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that could have been that $40.
It was the $40.
Well, I would say now we know it don't really matter, but you would have still had $40 more in your pocket. And
so she was like, "No, girl, I ain't gonna. You need it too. You know, we all trying to make it out here." But in the midst of her talking about friend. That, right, a true friend, real down for her, and then she get a call from the school saying something about the bruises and that she need to hurry up and get down there. They didn't believe that she fell. Maybe they thought she was getting abused or something. I was like, oh Lord. This the last thing she need to be going on. And so they were like, you need to get down here right now. And then she tell her boss, like, he catch her on the phone. You on the phone on the clock? You ain't even been here. You just got here. You ain't even been here 10 minutes. And now you trying to leave? I was like, oh. She's like, but my baby, I don't care about your baby. I was like, oh, he has no empathy. None whatsoever. And he was like, I tell you what, you got 30 minutes. She's like, I gotta go to the bank. Can I get my check? No, you can't get no check. You ain't even better. Like, and I'm yelling.
He was real foul for that. Real foul for that. She better than me because if she's like, it's right there, would have took it.
Literally. And so he's
as soon as he walked out, I'd be like, all right, bathroom break. And you know what? Would have snatched it up and it would have been in my bra.
Hold on.
That's my favorite pocket.
And so he's giving her a hard time. So he gives her 30 minutes. And she was like, how am I supposed to get to my baby's school, get the money? I need to go to the bank, get the money out, get to her school. And I can't do all that in 30 minutes. You better figure it out, pretty much. And so she decides she's going to try to stop by the bank because she promised the baby that she was going to bring her the money, because she also needed to go to the bank to get that check cash so she can take the money to pay her rent. And so she goes to the bank. This is where Sherri Shepheard's character comes into play. And she's like, hey, how you doing? You know, she's knowing her or whatever. And she tried to cut the line. She's like, oh, I just need to get $40 out. And she's like, I'm sorry, I can't let you do that. You got to go back to the line. And she's like, but you know me, I do. I know you, but rules are rules. You know, I can't let you skip the line. And, you know, we got to wait. And so she can't wait. So she decides to just go to the school. She goes to the school. And you got this DHS workers. They got the baby. They pulling the baby away. The principal's talking. She's like, no, bring my baby out. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And
which was crazy because they wouldn't do that in the middle of the school day like that. Mm-mm. I don't think so.
Well,
what, they'll pull them kids out in the middle of school?
I don't know. They do them for everything else now.
Never mind. They mind my business.
So I think they might. I don't know if they would. I guess it really depends on the workers.
Well, now that we know the reasoning behind the scene, I guess it had to be like dramatic like that. Because yeah.
And so they're basically telling her that they're going to take the baby. They're going to do a welfare check. They're going to come to the house. And they give her a card to keep in contact. And the teacher was like, yeah, she came up here. She stinks sometimes. She ain't bathed. And she's like, you lying on me. Yeah, sometimes we ain't got no hot water, but I make do. I try to make sure she clean.
That babies can get bathed.
Right. And so I was like, dang, not the black lady. You see this other lady, black woman struggling with this baby, and you gonna snitch her out like that?
Yeah, she played her a little bit.
I was looking at her sideways. And so she loses her child to DHS custody. Then she goes to the house and all her stuff is out on the line.
Everything on the floor.
And not only is it all out on the line, Trees, why is pouring down raining? Pouring down raining.
Just to put the topping on her bed.
So in the span, mind you, the movie again, 20, 30 minutes in, if that. She had, no, I'm gonna wait till I get this recap. So after that, so she packs up what she can in a clear bag. So the baby's toy, that little mechanical toy that she built, she packs that in the bag. And some other stuff that she had, some just random things that she wanted. Mm-hmm. Gets back in her car. She on her way back to work. This car cuts her off, or she gets in front of a car, and it's this crazy, deranged man. And
a crazy, deranged white man.
And he decides that he gonna T-bone, like just hit the back of her car on purpose because he can. And he rams in her car and sends her car spinning in the middle of the traffic.
And he said, I'm gonna get you.
Right. And I'm like, what's going on? what is going on here? Then the police get there. She's like, he did this. He hit my car. And he up here with her. I told you. Make sure she pays. She suffered. He a cop. Plot twist. And of course, the other cop believe him. Take his word. And before he leaves, she's like, get out of here. I'll take care of it. If I could legally find a way to blow your brains out, I would. Just give me excuse. I'm going to find a way.
But y'all want us. I'm gonna leave that alone. Another conversation.
We always talk about another conversation for another pod, but
they stay on our neck. They stay on our neck. Oh,
stay there.
But anywho.
And so the lady was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you a ticket." She's like, "What? It wasn't even my fault because she didn't have her. Well, she didn't have her license or insurance. No insurance. It was expired. It was expired."
Yeah.
So she's giving a ticket for that. She couldn't pay for that, clearly. And then she's like, I'm towing your car. And I'm like, what kind of day is this, bro? Like, you know this a movie. But I'm like, what in the world? So she get a car towed. She's soaking wet. She walks back into work. And she trying to go. And he was like,
2 hours late.
2 hours. 2 hours. I already called Melissa or whatever, Michelle, somebody else that came up in here to take over. You ain't got no job, pretty much. And she like, you got to be kidding me. I need my job. Well, you should have thought about that before you came back 2 hours late and I gave you 30 minutes. So you ain't got no job. Go, can I get my check at least? I'll mail it to you. What? So let me recap us, Trees. Her daughter gets taken away by CPS. Her car, she gets in a wreck. Car gets towed. She gets tickets for that. Gets evicted. All her stuff is out in the open. It is a thunderstorm.
Getting destroyed.
Rainstorm. So rain is pouring down on her. And now she's fired from her job.
And on top of that, she ain't got no man. Sis is struggling.
Okay. She ain't got no man either. Yeah.
No man, no woman, no nothing.
Nobody.
Just single.
At the end of the day. What in the world? What kind of life is this? All within the span of 20, 30 minutes. How would you survive this, Trees? If this were you?
I would have called Steve. I would have called my man. Like, who we doing?
You ain't got no man. Me. Steve is not here. Steve ain't in the picture.
Help me. Lord Jesus, I don't even know what I would do in her situation. Because unfortunately, I am not my life story is not written by Tyler Perry, so I would. Woo! But that sis is struggling, and one thing Taraji gonna do is struggle and survive. Though
that's one thing she gonna do.
I mean,
but at this point,
she did survive.
I was like, where is this movie gonna go? Because how is the DHS workers gonna do the walkthrough with the house? She ain't got no house. So how's she gonna get the kid back? She not.
Baby, they're gonna come to your house and be like, you don't have one. Then they're gonna keep that baby. That's it.
And I'm like, oh Lord, bless this woman's heart. Like, how could it get any worse? I honestly, I'm gonna tell you before I even go further, I thought this movie was gonna turn out like she get fired, then she's gonna meet somebody, and somehow she's gonna get rich, and then she's gonna get her baby back. And I don't know where I thought this movie was gonna go. I thought somebody's gonna save her. That's what I thought.
You know what would have been great? Like, and me and Steve, we talk about this all the time. This movie would have been, and once we get through with this little recap, I'll gather everything together, in my opinion. Gave way too much for the trailer. It definitely gave John Q to me. If y'all have seen that movie, if you haven't seen it, Chef's Kiss, great movie. Denzel, easy. Watch it. I wish literally the trailer would have been like her having a bad day, robbing a bank. That's it. Don't tell us nothing else. I think the things which we're gonna get more into it in a minute would have popped more for me. But go ahead.
Well, I didn't even watch the trailer like that, so
you giving too much away from the trailer for me.
But that's not even just this show. It's so many movies these days. Like, what are we doing? Y'all done told us the plot. Y'all done gave us the villains. Y'all done gave us the secret plot. You know, y'all have given us pretty much the beginning, the middle, and the end. Okay? Stop doing that in the trailers. And so she's, you know, trying to get this man to give her a check. He ain't having it. Then somebody coming there to rob the place, child. Because he got all that money out there. And she has a name tag, so he calls her name Janiyah. And he's robbing her. And she somehow gets the gun. I forgot how she got the gun. She shoots the robber. And he like, you was on it. You was in on this. Yeah, he called your name. Yeah.
If I was in on it, you think I would have shot him?
I would have shot you.
We in on it together, but I shot the person I'm in on it with it. Come on. Bye.
Right. And then so he called the police and he tells, yeah, I've been robbed. And the worker here, Janiyah Williams, she was in on it. Yeah, she was in on it. And she shoot him. I was like, oh no. That's the worst you think you could have done was kill him too.
I didn't say oh no at all. I said and did. Because you know, sometimes you deserve a to the head. Sorry.
She shot him
that
twice. That
might have been too far.
Did she shoot him twice?
No, I think it was once.
Okay. Because I thought they said he had one to the chest and one to the head, but maybe, she shot the other dude to the chest. Maybe she shot him in the chest. Anyway.
It was 2 shots.
Yeah. She got 2 bodies on her in the span of 3 minutes. I'm like, Lord. And this woman was like, I still got to cash my check, though. So she reaches over, all that money, bypasses all the money on the table, and grabs her little check. Blood stained.
Damn, you can keep the check. Let me get $5.20. You can keep that one. I would have grabbed. I'm lying. Give me my one. $5.21, and I would have looked at the check. Paid. Thank you.
Now that I'm thinking back about it, sis, why do you just get the $5.20 from there? The $5.20 from there.
Child, sometimes when you having a bad day, the things that are logical do not seem logical. Believe me. And in the brain of a mother, that woman was going through it. Sometimes I'm telling you, your brain can be like this. It can be firing off in different directions, and you own it and everything else. Yeah. But then you'll be making a sandwich and spreading it with with glue. I don't know. You just had a long day. You look like, yeah, here you go. Okay. And sometimes things don't click. And at that moment, I'm thinking that was just a moment where logic was just not clicking. It was not clicking.
What else wasn't clicking logically was that not only did sis reach over and put all that blood on that check to take it, she took the gun with her too. Mm-hmm. And she goes into the robber's car, takes his car, and goes to the bank.
Which is funny because it was across the street, fam. She could have just right across the street.
Bless myself. That's what I thought about that too, because sorry, this cold is gonna take me out. I wasn't sneezing all day, y'all. I'm so sorry.
And then it pulled right on up on you.
Right when we're trying to record. And so, like Tree said, the bank is across the street. She could have just went over there. But again, logic out the window. And so she goes into the bank. They get ready to close, but Sherri Shepheard's person, her character, I think her name was Nicole, I believe, branch manager. Come on, Nicole. And she was like, no, it's okay. I know her. She's good. And so she get up there and she goes to get her check cash. But before all this happened, the detectives pull up on the scene. That's when Teyana Taylor, baby. She pulled up with old dude. I don't know who the other dude was.
Lord Jesus. I've seen him in so much stuff. I don't know his actual name, but I like him.
Me either. And so they basically trying to conclude this is the homicide, it's the bank robbery. She took the stuff, but Teyana Taylor, the only one with some sense. She said, but she left the money. It was a robbery, but she left.
And let me tell you, release that wig from my sis Teyana. Release it. I hated it.
It was bad.
Let my girl rock her pixie. A pixie cut. That would have been on part for a detective. Like that works. Like her hairstyle that she rocking out works. Why y'all give her this dry ass wig?
But something about that bounce. But it bounced. It did bounce.
It looked dry and stiff to me.
It was bouncing to me.
The bounce was not enough. It was a stiff bounce. It was like this.
It was. It was like a granny bounce. It was a granny bounce. And so Teyana was like, well, her character, Detective, not Robin. Was it Robbins? Detective something. Detective Teyana Taylor. That's what she's gonna be today. And so she's like, okay, she left the money. Interesting. The body is looking like she had she got fired. So she talked to the coworker, and the coworker telling her she would never do like this. She's just a good woman. She just want to look out for her daughter. She's trying to get medicine for her daughter. They was like, okay, something else. Right, daughter has seizures. She's like, okay, something else could be going on. It could be accident, So they go to her apartment, talk to the landlord, raggedy self, trash. Talk to Sinbad's character, the homeless man. He was like, oh no, she don't even had nothing. And she always find a way to give me a spare change, She's a good woman, good heart, all that stuff. And so I'm like, okay, they building up a character side. So I'm like, maybe they're going to be able to spin this later on that, she was just trying to not have a bad day anymore. Like she was just trying to take care of her daughter. That's all she was trying to do. Get some money for her daughter. We go back to the bank. Tessa pissed me off this whole movie.
Tessa, you raggedy heifer.
She don't need to work in nowhere. She don't need to work nowhere.
That girl don't have a sympathetic bone in her body.
None.
She played that role too well. You on the list. Because if I catch you in CVS, you gonna get a mug from me.
It's on and popping. So Tessa is the bank teller.
CVS, but I'm gonna see you at CVS.
Tessa is the bank teller, y'all. So she up there trying to cash a check, but she ain't got her ID. And so they won't let her cash the check. She's like, but you know me. She getting frustrated at this point. I just want to cash my check. I'm trying to get my $40. You know me, just cash the check. Just do it. It's gonna be okay. She said, ma'am, I can't do it. You want to talk to the manager? Just talk to the manager, do whatever. And the manager's like, no, she can't do it. And then she put the gun on the thing.
And baby, old girl, the other teller pressed that button so fast and said, boop. Mm-hmm. She was shook.
And I was like, oh, Lord. She didn't even put it up there on purpose. That's the crazy part about it. She just tried to
get her stuff out the bag. Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what's going on? What you shaking for? Just hurry up and cash my check. And so Nicole was like, what is going on? And so she called. She's like, yeah, it's a robbery in progress. And she has a bomb. I said, oh. Y'all remember I told y'all that her daughter and her built this science project thing that low-key looked like a bomb. And so they now think that this toy that the daughter built for the science fair is an actual bomb because it's blinking red. And I'm like, oh, Lord. And so now the police is swarming outside. She trying to get her check cashed. And so they like, yeah, just cash it for her. It's okay. And then they start pulling out all this money. And she's like, what is she doing? Why is she giving me? I don't want all this. I said, cash my check. It's $5.20. It's $5.20.
She should have just grabbed that money and gone. You doing too much. Why is she giving me all this money? Taraji, you talking too much. The movie should have been over right there. It should have been done. We looking for Taraji. Okay.
And she like, what she doing? Why is she doing this? I didn't tell her. And then she waving the gun, and then a man charges at her, and the gun goes off. And now it's like a hostage like situation. And so, and she's like, what you? It was like, you trying to rob? I'm not trying to. Y'all think I'm trying to rob a bank? I can't even adequately get the emotion that she was conveying because she's waving this gun. Can y'all imagine? This lady is drenched. Mind you, don't forget, she's drenched from being in the storm. So she is soaked from head to toe. Makeup disheveled, hair disheveled, with this clear bag with something that looked like a bomb, a gun in her hand, blood on her shirt, blood on her everywhere. Just imagine. Just, what are y'all doing? Where's my money? Cash my check. Like, what do you do in that situation? At that point, it's like, and she's saying she's not robbing a bank, but you have a gun and what looks like to be a bomb. How else do you handle?
I would have been with her. I would have said, "Oh, you're not robbing a bank? All right, cool, sis. You mind if I take this gun? Let's just get that out the way. That's messy. We don't want that."
Right.
521. How would you like those bills? Okay, let's do that. Baby.
That's why I said
you got a gun. You getting everything you want from me. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Shaking, scared. Yes. How would you like those bills, ma'am?
How would you like the
big bills?
Wait, and she said, with the gun in hand. But give me 20s. I need the 20s.
And 20s you shall have. Let there be 20s. There you go, ma'am.
It was the gun. It was how careless she was waving the gun. Because she didn't even know she had it in her hand. And she didn't, later on in the movie, she was like, I didn't even know I had the gun in my hand. This lets you know that not only when you're having such a bad day that compounds in such a traumatic level in the way that it was for her, that you become completely absent-minded, but then the conversation around mental health obviously comes into play that we get revealed later. But it's just like, this just lets you know that anything can happen to anybody. And like, you legit don't know what's going on. Like, it's an outer body experience. This woman didn't even know she had a gun in her hand, yo. Like, how do you even come to process that? And then so all these people on the outside looking in, it's like, she robbing the bank. But she telling us that she not robbing the bank, but she got this gun that she waving around. And so it's like, do we stay here? First of all, I don't know why they stood in line. Like, why was those people still in line? That was what was getting. I didn't understand that.
Because you know who is nosy? Me. I would have said, "What's up? Doing something?" And she would have been. I would have slowly crept right back to my car.
Because when the first dude left, when he let the first dude leave, I would have like, why y'all the rest of y'all didn't go with her? We'll go with her. She didn't tell them to lock the door till after the couple left. She was like, I ain't keeping y'all here. Get out. Go. And then Granny stayed. Bless Granny heart. I don't know why Granny stayed either, knowing her sugar getting low.
She knows.
And she can't stand. But I like Granny. Granny put Tessa in check later on. I appreciated Granny.
Yeah.
And so in the midst of this, so she eventually lets this other couple leave, the other man leave. So it's just Granny, Nicole, and the two bank tellers, Tessa and the other one. And she's cold, right? So Nicole goes get her a jacket because, again, she's soaking wet in the air conditioning.
Pause. Meanwhile, this whole time, one of the tellers put their phone up and is live streaming all of this.
That's what I was getting ready to get to.
The world.
The whole world is seeing this. And so the detectives, they're all outside, right, with the police. Everybody's pulling up. And Nicole, you know, she gets the phone from the detective, Teyana Taylor. They're trying to talk her down. That's when they tell her about the robbery. She said, I'm not robbing the bank. And so she tells her story. And while she's telling her story, the world is watching. And I'm like, oh my God, this is how they get the court of public opinion on her side. Is like, now we see like this woman has been through hell back and then through hell again. And now she's stuck there. And so she was just, Taraji, she need all the nominations, all the Oscars, all the anything that you can get for this movie, because the way she told her story so clearly, so passionately, so authentically, it brought me to tears, because I'm like, this could be somebody we know. Because how many times do we hear you never know what other people are going through, right? We don't know. And there's a song, everybody's like, this, it literally, that could be me. We used to sing a song in church. It could have been me, outdoors, no shoes, no home, no food, no clothes, and without a friend, without anybody, and this woman has no one. And that's what she said. I have nobody. It's just my daughter. I just wanted to get the $40 for my daughter's lunch because the kids was making fun of my daughter, the teachers at the school. And then they took my daughter from me. And I just wanted to cash my check. And I got fired. And then I got robbed in the midst of this. And then I get blamed for the robbery. And now they said I'm robbing a bank. And I just come to cash my check. It's just $5.20. That's all I wanted was my check.
Listen, all that girl wanted was to cash her check. Okay? Tessa, shut up. Don't nobody want to talk to you. Okay? Granny, we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And you could just tell that Taraji was she was just in a whole nother world. You know what I'm saying?
In the world. And
you can even tell her compassion, like even when the granny one fell into she got everybody chairs to sit down.
Hey, get out some chairs.
Eventually she her blood sugar was getting low. She said, "Girl, your blood sugar low." She said, "Yeah, it's a little low." Get out. Quick. You know what I'm saying? Quickly. So it really showed her compassion in the moment, even in the midst. And that really goes back to show you. That really goes to show you at the very beginning when she gave Sinbad that change. Mm-hmm. That really goes to show you her heart. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, even though this storm is pouring down on her, okay? Mm-hmm. She still can find, even if it's her last, she will still find a way to give a little or help a little. You know what I'm saying? And she's always worried about other people around her, which I think is the big toll. Like, she does so much, and then bam, lose sight of reality.
And nobody's ever there for her. But then I love that Nicole's like, do you listen? Do you hear that? Janaya. The people showed up to the bank, y'all.
They pulled up.
And was protesting on her behalf. Free Janaya or stand. I forgot what they were saying. But they were pulling up for her.
No justice. No peace. No, that ain't what they saying.
No racist police. Speaking of racist police, so the police who said he was gonna blow her brains out was out there, as was the cop who wrote her ticket to her car.
That raggedy self.
Janaya sees him out there. She's like, I ain't coming out. No, not till he's gone. That's the man. He said he gonna kill me. Y'all gonna let him kill me. I ain't gonna let him kill me. I'm not coming out there. I want to see my baby. And they're like, what's going on? This is Teyana Taylor. What do you mean? What cop? He's out there. The one who hit me and the one who told me they out there. So she go, and I'm speed tracking all of this, y'all, because we been here almost an hour. And they near the length of the movie. And so she goes, her and her partner finds the officer, gets him removed. She finds the other officer that got the ticket and gets her to spill the truth and get them in trouble. And so now they're like, okay, he gone, Janaya. You can safely come out. She's like, all right, I'm going to come out. But before then, I love that, they let her take the reins in the negotiation because she had experience with this. And so she built trust and rapport with Janaya. She's like, I'm a single mama. I know what it's like to do it on your own and not have nobody. And she really connected with her and built that trust because she wouldn't listen to nobody else. This would not have ended well had they not let her do it. And then the raggedy FBI showed up and was being stupid and was trying to send people there to shoot her down and mess up everything. And it was just terrible because what do men do a lot of times when they're in control? a specific demographic sometimes, you know, don't want to listen, and almost ruined the whole thing, right? But I also want to spotlight Sherri Shepheard's character. She played she did, once she realized what was going on, even when she found out, when she kept her reaction, the way that every time she picked up that bag, she was, oh, please, you don't have to do this. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, girl, chill. It's good. It's like, it's fine. But she was like, it's a bomb. That's not a bomb. She's like, no, this is my daughter's science project. And she's like, this whole time y'all thought it was executed so brilliantly. I can't even adequately tell y'all. You have to watch it. It's the nuance in the facial expression. It's the reactions. It's just the absent-mindedness of Taraji's character and what Nicole Sherry's character believes is going on. It's like reality versus the absent-mindedness and what is actual perception. It's so good. So good. But one thing that really stood out was that she stood there with her and she talked her through it. She made sure that she was calm and she was just walking her through everything. And when she started opening about her daughter and how sick she was, she started asking, oh, is this your family? Oh, you got a good man. He treats you good. Good. That's good. I'm glad you got somebody that you got a big old house too, huh? Mm-hmm. I know you do. Like, I love it. And so, and I couldn't do nothing but laugh. And then, but one thing was, she was like, if I don't make it out of here, whatever happens to me, I'm going to jail. Cool. I get that. That's going to happen. Could you take my daughter from me? And she's like, I'm going to ask my husband. And I know he'll say yes because he's a good man.
I missed that part. Mm-hmm. That was sweet. I didn't even hear that part. Y'all not be paying attention.
And so she was like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it for you. And I was like, oh, because that was my question. I'm like, somebody gonna take this girl baby for her? Because we know she's going to jail for a minute. So
hold on. What about that ending though?
Whew. Let's just go to it.
Listen.
Tell us about it, Trees. Give it to us.
Listen. Okay. So, first of all, wait, did you talk about the part where Teyana in the phone?
Well, when they were supposed to show the picture?
Yeah, did we talk about that yet?
Yeah, I told her. I remember I said that she said that he was gone. I'm gonna show you the picture, or they couldn't send it because the phone.
There we go. There we go. So all that happened, right? So we finally get to the point to where she showed her the proof. Taraji was like, I told y'all. She see him, that's him, right? And oh my God. It just unfolded right there. And I was just like, oh my God, you hear the crowd outside, you hear everything. And then basically, finally, Teyana's on the phone, was like, all right, sis. Come outside. And is it Octavia? What's old girl?
Sherri.
We want Octavia. Sherri Shepheard. Sherri was like, fam, yeah, it's time you got to go outside. She thinks,
but I'm gonna do it with you.
You're gonna have to go outside, fam. And yeah, she's like, I'm gonna be right there by your side, but we gotta do it. Okay. They finally come outside, they back up, you know. She told her,
wait,
hands up.
Before then,
what I missed?
The FBI come in. This is another plot twist, how they plot twisted us in there. Before they do all that. Because
what the FBI do? Now I'm finding out what they do.
First, well, what we thought they did. So before then, she get another call from her mama. And her mom was like, Mama,
oh, child, I done skipped over the twist.
The twist.
Okay, go ahead and do the twist real quick.
So her mom calls like, Janiyah, what you ever robbing the bank? She's like, Mom, I'm not robbing the bank. They got my baby. I'm just trying to get. She was like, Janiyah, she died. Girl. I was like, no.
Last night.
She died. The baby died. I was like, no, the baby died.
And this was crazy because this is when we really realized like this happened over a day. Like this wasn't a number of days that she had to deal with all this. This was
like 12 hours. Because they kept saying, we've been here for 12 hours. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's been in this bank for 12 hours, yo.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
And so my mom's like, she died last night. I was like, no, the baby died. All this for $40 for the baby, and she died. But then, if you remember back from when they showed us at the hospital in the very, very beginning, and when she was telling her story about how she had to raise the baby, how the baby was sick, and she, they said she wasn't gonna make it, and she pulled through. She was beating the eyes and all this stuff. And then they go back.
Hold on. This is another plot hole for me. Okay. How are you making it sound like the baby that been through all this? It made it sound like she had some like genetic something crazy. Now, granted, seizures are definitely serious. Asthma is definitely serious. But when she said my baby got asthma, I know that's not what took her out. Was it the asthma? It was likely the seizures. She probably had a seizure. And it was too bad
you
or
missed
too
the
long.
plot.
Huh?
You missed the twist. The baby didn't exist. The baby died in the birth room when she had her. That's why they went back to the the flashback. The baby was gone. That's why I remember they flashed back to her going down the stairs and she was looking at something and nobody was there when she dropped out of school.
She passed the night before. Not at birth.
No, she never had her. Like she's been gone for a long time. Like the daughter has been dead.
Are you sure?
I just know the daughter's dead. Oh, no, it was last night. Last night.
Because that's why when she went to the school and when they recap, when she like waited like, all right, bye, the person was like, what the hell? That's why she did that crazy look. Cause you can tell she knew her, but she was looking like, what you doing?
So she died the last night. Okay, I thought they were saying she died when she was a baby. She just died last night.
Cause you could still see, cause even when they recapped, you saw the baby stuff, like even her food still there, her headphones, all that. But yeah, the mama
said I thought, but I was like,
died last night.
The baby died last night. Okay, that's what I thought, but I was like, oh, are they trying to say she didn't exist at all? Because I was like, oh Lord, like she really messed up. If this baby was gone since birth.
No. Now I gotta go rewatch that clip just to be for sure.
I don't even know that mom.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the mama said, or the grandma, whatever you want to call her, she said that the Janiyah passed last night.
That's what I heard too. And so okay, child, whatever it was, baby gone this whole time. Mm-hmm. She
basically lost touch of reality and didn't want to accept that her baby had passed, so she created this world where she didn't.
Where grief would
grief as a mother, no pun intended.
And
now listen. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's go ahead.
I was just gonna give my overall thought of the movie. Do you want to give yours, or you want me to just do mine first?
The FBI twist. Oh, let me do that before you. Because remember, they showed the FBI busting in before she could put the gun down. They came in, they shot her and killed her. I thought that's how they ended it. I was like, oh Lord, they didn't kill her. They didn't let us do all this, build Sherri up to beat her. But then that was all in her head again. And then, like Tree said, they walked out, put the hands up, slowly turn around, and they take her into custody. And end of the movie.
She going to jail.
Yeah. She going to jail.
She plead insanity, fam. But you definitely
I would.
I mean, and it's true. She went a little insane.
And the whole world got it on footage. Like, she told what happened, step by step, everything.
So, my overall thoughts of the movie, okay? So, if I'm rating the movie, I'm giving the movie like 6 out of 10, maybe. And let me preface this, all right? I am a very avid movie watcher, so I didn't see the twist coming with the thing. I will say that. I didn't see that twist. I bump it up to a 7 for that. But in my defense, and my review is probably a little biased, simply because I was at my sister-in-law's house and I watched the end of it before I watched the whole movie. So that definitely probably has an effect on my review. But overall, I'm not gonna even lie to you. I just went in like, all right, this is another Tyler Perry film, and he's gonna da 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 da. He does this, he does that. We already know the thing he does. He likes to make a black woman struggle, da da da. You know, whatever he does. He likes for us to struggle or whatever, right? And I saw somebody on Twitter say, y'all be complaining about Tyler Perry movies, and he always make a black woman struggle, but y'all watch baddies. But we watch Tyler Perry movies too. Listen, there are a lot of things I watch that I don't agree with, but you keep me entertained enough, I'm gonna stay seated. Yeah. And I'm gonna be very real. I am going to continue. Tyler Perry, I looked it up. Tyler Perry has 30 movies, and I've probably seen at least 20 of them, at least. And I'm gonna complain about him doing black women specifically, dirty every time. But you know what? Most of it is real life. It really is. It really is. So I really do have to give that to him. Now, sometimes things are a little far-fetched. It is, okay. And we do need better wigs. We do. But overall, I mean, if it's entertaining enough, people are gonna watch it. But honestly, the cast was great. Taraji deserves more flowers than she gets because that woman acts down. She does. And that alone, she made that movie. I don't know anybody else that could have played that role. She did an amazing job. Sherri did a nice supporting. Tessa, you raggedy. I don't like her. Everybody played their role very well in this movie. So I do recommend you watching it. I mean, well, we done told y'all the whole movie, so you seen it. So if you haven't seen it, go look at it. But overall, it was a good movie. Am I gonna put this on again? Probably not. But you know, I'm gonna support Tyler Perry just because he's a black man, and we gotta support our black directors, our black writers, our black producers, our actresses, actors, all of that. So maybe if I hadn't seen John Q, my I wouldn't have went in, because when I first saw the trailer, I said this is basically John Q. If I wouldn't have saw that, my brain would have been skewed a different way, like, and saw this as something new. But I am stuck in this whole thing where we're doing the same movies but just different remakes, and that's how I feel about this. It was basically John Q with the little twist of the mental break. But overall, Taraji did her thing. Tyler Perry. Dare
I say, this was probably one of her best performances. Like, she took this role, like, she made you believe it. Like, that's why I said I was bawling, and like I was literally in tears. I wasn't bawling, but I was definitely crying, like those little quiet tears that just kind of stream up. Because the therapist in me, the heart in me was just like, oh no, like, it was just so much going on, and I just couldn't help but truly feel where she was at. And just having all these things come at her from the left, from the right, from the side, from the top, from the bottom, and all she's trying to do is do right by her baby. And the system and the people around her, and reality and racism and everything else, you know, is just stopping her from being the great mother that we know her to be, where she's trying to be. It was just unbelievable. And Taraji deserves every petal on every flower for this role.
Yep.
And shout out to the supporting actress.
She really does. She deserves every single flower. She did amazing. She did great. And speaking of, another thing that Tyler Perry is creating, Divorce Sisters, is coming out on BET. God damn, Tyler.
Why they can't be married?
Am I gonna watch it?
Yes.
Am I gonna complain?
Yes.
But it do look good.
It do.
Listen, I might talk about my people, but I'm gonna support my people. Okay. Yeah. Matter of fact, shout out to Sinners, being one of the top grossing horror films. It just moved on up on the list. So another black movie. If you have not seen Sinners yet, watch it. It is now on streaming platform. Buy it. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Any last
Can't say
thoughts?
enough good things. My review, I would give it an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 for me. Because like I said, there hasn't been a movie that evokes so much emotion for me like that in a long time. And just because of him making her struggle, first of all, Davon made a tweet or a video about this. Next movie, you have Taraji in there. She better be rich, married. She better have a family. She better be the best friend in the group that everybody looking up to. She better be the light, the star, the moon, and the sun.
Listen, because I want sis to get a check. I do. He keeps her employed. Okay. But
so yeah. Other than
help my
that,
sister out. Give us some
and the
joy.
trope, literally.
Yeah.
Other than the usual trope for having a black woman suffer, that's the reason why I'm taking that 1.5 away. But other than that, the movie blew me away because I do not know what to expect from it. And I love the twist. I love all the actors, actresses that played their roles. They did an amazing job. And the story that it told. And it really was a story about empathy and truly empathizing with the people around us because we never know what people are going through. So this is your like, just check on people, check on your friends, your strong friends, your weak friends, all the friends, rich, poor, in between, your family.
And if
check
your
on
friend
your
not calling you back, it's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, so just check on people.
Sometimes you don't need to call your friends. I'm gonna just say that because they're raggedy.
Oh my God, here she goes.
That was sorry, y'all. That was a direct shot. She know who she is.
And check on your family, support your family and the people that you love.
Yes.
And just talk to them. You never know what people are going through. Just be there to listen, be a shoulder of support for people, and just hear people out. Even if you don't understand, just listen. Just listen.
It is free to listen. It really is. It really is. And you never know. Like sometimes people don't want advice. Sometimes people don't want help. Sometimes they just need to vent. And sometimes just being an ear and being there can change someone's, outlook on life. You know what I'm saying? Just listen.
Yeah. Be encouraging. That's all. Listen, empathize.
Yep. And I'm putting some money on Taraji books. Let me say on Janaya's books.
Janaya's books.
I'm putting
Janaya, we stand with you. Yep. Free Teyana Taylor's backwards. You know how we used to do that on Facebook.
Period.
Free Teyana Taylor's backwards.
Yep.
But listeners, viewers, thank you so much for taking the time, this good old hour and almost 15 minutes for this review of Tyler Perry's Straw on Netflix, recap and review. We didn't say it in the beginning, but we're saying it now. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AWAGBT. And of course, make sure you subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to us at AWAGBT podcast. And click like, click share, send a comment. Let us know what you thought about the movie, our review and recap, your favorite parts of the movie and the recap. And is there any other shows, movies out there that y'all think we should be covering?
Let us know what you want us to talk about. We'll talk about it.
But until then, we'll be back. We definitely gonna talk about Ironheart on my YouTube channel personally, which is the Ear Chronicles. So make sure you go over there at the Ear Chronicles. That's THE, ear as in your ear, and Chronicles as in the Chronicles of Narnia. And go on over there and subscribe there, so that you can go ahead and get a little taste of what we got coming for you over there as well. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day or night whenever you watch this, because this is a recording. We're not live like we usually are.
And turn those notification bells on because we do have more ready for you guys. We're going to do some Love Island if you're into it. That's coming soon. Like Eric said, Ironheart. Going to be talking about that at Ear Chronicles. Go like, subscribe, turn on those notification bells. Big Brother is 1 month away from today. I'm so excited for that. We got a lot coming up. So like, follow, subscribe, all that. And unless you have anything else, y'all have a good day and or nights.
Bye, y'all.